doing well. In this video, we go down to San Diego, which is a bit of a drive for me, but can't help but want to play in paradise. So we go down to San Diego to play the MSPT tour. We are playing the $100,000 mystery bounty. We're here to fight, we're here to battle, and if things don't go according to plan, whereas I have a lot of bullets for the bounty, a few other events that we can hop into, but fingers crossed that our bullets and the mystery bounty go smoothly, and let's just hop into it. We sit down and in our first hand, we got action. Blinds are 300, 500, 500, and we start with 30,000 in our stack. When it folds to me in the cutoff, I look down at 7, 8 off. I've got connectors in late position, so I bump it to 1100. Both blinds call and we go 3 ways to a flop. We flop huge on a 7-7-3 rainbow board. Both blinds check to me. As this board should favor the blind's range more than mine, I decide to lead out for 1000. I'm hoping one of the blinds too thinks this board should miss me a lot and take the bait to maybe check raise. Unfortunately, small blind folds and the big blind just calls. The turn is a king. Big blind checks again, and now my intentions have shifted to putting money in the pot when I think I'm ahead. So now I just bet for 2,500. Some yellow caution flags kind of go off in my head here when the big blind calls again. The river brings in a queen, and what's curious is now the big blind takes the betting lead. Maybe I'm too scared of the monster under my bed here, but he does have all the better sevens in his range and pocket threes for a full house. So him leading for 10,000 is a kind of a big bet here, but my hand's too strong and we call. We're good when the big blind turns over king, queen for runner, top 2 pair. I definitely could have gotten it all here, but I think that's being a little too results oriented and I'm happy to take it down when I did. Our stack is moving in the right direction and I credit this to playing lots of small pots. Trying to emulate Daniel Negreanu's small ball approach and really picking our spots as carefully and calculated as we can. So after having color up duties, we find ourselves in a spot where we pick up kings, someone jams into us, and we pick up another nice pot.
All in over here too. Rush, show me.
Blinds are now 1,000, 1,500, 1,500. There's an open by under the gun plus 1 to 3K. I'm on the button and look down at ace queen off. The aggressive play here is the 3-bet, but a few things run through my mind. 1, the original raiser's positional range should be strong. 2, the specific player has been extremely tight and hasn't opened a pot all day. 3, our ace queen isn't suited, so I'm not super excited to 3-bet, and if we get 4-bet or jammed on, I don't know what to do. And finally, we get to play the hand in position. So I elect on a call, and this brings in the big blind. We go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is 5-4-3 rainbow. We got a gutter ball and 2 overs. The flop does go check, check, check. The turn is a queen. And then the big blind leads out for 4,000. The under the gun player re-raises to 12,000. Though we have top pair, top kicker here, the big blind has a lot of 2 pairs, sets, and straights, and under the gun has a lot of overpairs like kings and aces. I think I can find a better spot later on, so I make a more mature than usual laydown and live to fight another day. Let this be a cautionary tale of how not to slow play your hand. When I limp in the small blind with king 9 suited and the big blind checks back, we flop trip kings. The flop's gonna go check, check. Turn, I will lead for 1 big blind, get called, and on the river, which is completely clean, all the way dry, I lead for some value and get raised into. We obviously call off the huge overbet. See that the big blind try to get cute with aces.
Dang. That's what I get for slow playing.
So remember, if you have a good hand, protect it, go for value. And this is what happens when you try to be a little too coy with huge hands. Hey guys, let me take a minute of your time to introduce you to our first ever video sponsor, The Flop Factory. The Flop Factory is a budding online poker club with over 100 players. This isn't just any online club. They have games running 24/7, cater to all stakes and experience levels, and give back to the players through exciting weekly promos. We're talking free roll tournaments, bad beat jackpots, high hand rewards. So here's what you gotta do. Download Club GG on your phone, tablet, or computer. Search Club ID 768281 and read the notice that pops up when you open the club for your chip contact info. Make sure you tell them I sent you, Poker Esquire, for an exclusive bonus when you make your first deposit. I genuinely believe this is a community you're going to want to be a part of, as they are continually working to grow and offer unique poker experiences. Join the Flop Factory and you might just see me playing on Club GG. Getting right back into these hands, blinds are 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, folds to us on the button, and we look down at ace 3 off. I min raise the 4K, and the big blind defends.
For the vlog.
The big blind is a vlog watcher, Mr. Woody. He calls my bet, and in his words, he calls for the vlog. Flop is 468 rainbow. Big blind checks to me, and I lead for 4,500. He calls, and we see a turn. The turn is a 2. The big blind checks again. I'm thinking, let me try to take this pot down. I've got ace high. I don't want to give up. So I size up to 10,000, and he calls again. The river pairs the board. And usually on paired boards, ace high can be good a lot of the time. But I think the only way I'm going to win this pot is if I fight for it. When the big blind checks again, I throw in 18,000. Woody definitely goes into the tank a little bit, but finds a call. And I'm a little flabbergasted when he shows 6-3 off and calls me down with bottom pair. We have a laugh about it later because he said, I knew you had an ace high because I watched the vlog. Well, you vlog watchers are getting a little too smart for me, so I'm gonna have to start adjusting to you guys. A little later on, we're able to pick up huge value when we 3-bet pre-flop, 3-bet on the flop, and take down a large pot with top 2 pair, which leads us to be the color up duty individual. Once again, gives you a lot of confidence, really fuels the ego when you're doing the color up duties. And now there's only 40 people left in this flight, so we're really trying to fight for a bag as we try to close out the event. I believe only 18 or 15 or so find a bag, so we're really close at this point. And then travesty hits when we flop a pair plus nut flush draw against the most aggro loose player at the table who leads into us. He doesn't have a huge stack. It's about half our chips. So we try to fight for it all as we're getting late in the tournament. And he happens to have top 2 pair at the time. He ends up boating up on the turn. We miss turn river to get a better 2 pair or the flush draw. So huge hit to the stack. Fortunately, we're going to battle with him in this very next hand as well. Now, fighting against the same opponent who is in the big blind, we look down at King Jack suited in blinds 2,000, 4,000, 4,000. We bump it up to 9K, and he defends. Flop comes ace 3-2 rainbow. He checks to me, and I think I could find a c-bet here, but I'm gonna play small ball and I check back. When the turn comes a 7 of hearts and he checks again, I just don't see any merit to betting right now, so I again elect to check back. The river is another ace, and now my opponent chooses to bet out for 10,000. I don't think he has an ace here. I probably would have heard from him pre-flop if he had an ace. He could have any random pair here, which is the frustrating part. And what's funny is, I posted this on my social medias before I put it in the vlog, and I got a lot of, oh, this is a standard call, you should have blah, 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 blah. It's really hard in person to call down with king high. I end up convincing myself it's the right play, and we're good against queen high. It was a tough call, hard to do in the moment, but we made a pretty sick soul read here to call down with king high. But there's no time to celebrate because a few hands later, we're all in for our tournament life.
Oh, wow.
pretty frustrating. It's a little past midnight and 15 bagged. There was like 137 in this flight and I was out in 23rd. Whatever, gotta deal with it. We have another flight tomorrow. Good luck us in that bullet. Real frustrating, we're real close. I mean, we went out via full house over full house.
Sure, it's frustrating to bubble an event, and the other half of the association was the stone bubble of the event, but we'll be back for another flight, and let's keep battling in this 100K guarantee MSPT tour. First time playing it, I'm having a blast. Thank you to everyone who set it up. The dealers were great, the room was great, and the staff running it was fantastic.